Yes, we're live. We're so ready. Thank you so much for coming. We're so happy to have an incredible woman connecting from Bali today for our leadership episode. Welcome in Julia Jerg. So happy to have you. I know it's late for you, but thank you so much for staying up for us to
Uh,
connect in this part of the world. Welcome.
yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's wonderful to be connected. And yes, this always like makes me come out of bed after I put down my boys. Usually I fall asleep with them when I do bedtime, but today I was like, no, I'm coming out of bed again.
Yes, and you look so sharp and like awake. I'm like, is this morning for you? Like, no, no, this is night time. So, how is it to live in Bali?
So we just relocated from Thailand. I have to say it's still fairly new, but it's there's a funny saying here in Asia, it's same but different,
Yeah.
because the past 5 years we've lived in beautiful Koh Samui in Thailand, and only this June, this year in 2025, we actually relocated due to some things, mainly because of the school
Okay.
and a few other things. But it's for us, it feels very much home,
Mm.
because even though Bali is a bit different,
Bali is
um,
dreamy. Like when you said Bali, I'm like, oh my God, I can imagine you by the beautiful beach and just
yeah,
beautiful. Is it that like this is the lifestyle you have? Like really
it is.
vacation? Hmm.
I always joke when I say my soul is Asian, because when I am in Europe visiting family and friends, and also I used to travel a lot. I had a decade of digital nomad lifestyle, and I always stuck to those places where simply like I need the ocean, that's grounding for me,
Mm.
and I just like temperature above a certain degree just make me
Happy.
feel alive, happy. Yeah.
Alive. I love that. It's true. And I love the way you put it. It's like it has to be higher than something.
Higher.
Yeah,
So yeah.
exactly. And for and your children, they're probably used to that. It's just a normal way of being.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, so they grew up in here. And we last year they said, "Mommy, we want to see snow. Can we go can we go somewhere cold?" And then obviously Germany is very cold. And then I said, "All right, let's go visit grandparents during Christmas time." And it was the first time that they actually like consciously saw snow in the cold.
Uh-huh.
And I was a bit scared, because you know how children, they like the cold and they might even prefer that. But then after a couple of days, they looked at me saying, "This is actually cold, and let's go
It's
back."
cold. Yeah.
Yeah.
We like it better when it's nice and warm and sunny. Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Well, so you have programmed them to be completely in these warm places. It's
I
incredible.
think so. I hope so.
So you are such an impressive and incredible woman. So even if I want to present you, you're like an incredible, a coach, an author, a podcast host. But the most important is you guide women today to have greater visibility using feminine strategy. And this is what I would love you to tell us more about. And what does it even mean to have that feminine strategy? Tell us.
Yeah, so I think I have to start a little bit earlier in my journey, because it isn't that I, decided I'm doing this now. It's really it's part of my becoming and of my realizations along the way, because my professional background is I'm a PR consultant and
Mm,
marketing strategist, and I used to work as an editor back in Germany, but that was before 2011.
okay.
And in 2011 was really my turning point, when I left my home country, and I only wanted to take a break and travel
Uh-huh.
for a bit, but I never returned. It
You
was
see, that
truly
has been 14 years. That's a long break.
it's a long time. Yeah.
Yes, and so
Yeah.
all of your children are born in Asia,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
They were not born. This is a funny story, because so my youngest is 6, and my oldest son, he's 8 years old,
Okay.
and both of them were meant to be born somewhere else. And then shortly before the birth, both times it was always like, one time we were stuck. not stuck. We were actually on the way from the Philippines to Australia for my first son, but then Germany called and I had to go there for something, and then he was born there.
Okay.
Um, and then my second son, he was born in Spain on an island, and yeah, so
Fascinating.
random
I
random
love
locations.
that. You like really follow your inner guidance. I think you are absolutely the representation of what it means. It's like you just let yourself be.
I
I
think I've really connected with that over the years, because each time when I do get these callings and when I do feel like something isn't sitting right, but it's calling me to somewhere else, it's easy for me to now trust that that's the right thing. Even this relocation to Bali did not make sense to anyone from the outside. It was like an illogical step. Like, we were so established, we had a perfect life set up, a
Mhm.
beautiful community, and everything looked great on the outside. And yet suddenly Bali popped up and I was like, we have to go. And there was a lot more than just like this, school topic and the things that were on the surface. And now, being here for a couple of months, I understand that it's much more than that. And it's always that. And always when I look back to all these major decisions, or also smaller decisions, they then make sense. Obviously, this is true for everyone, but I feel like,
We don't really act on them, even if we feel them. And I think that's what you have so unique about you is the
mm,
fact that you really go and take action with your
mm,
inner guidance. And
yeah,
is that a gift to be able to do that, or is it just like a super confidence in your inner guidance?
I truly believe everyone has that. And I truly believe that I'm not special. I don't think that. I think that I'm simply stubborn enough to really do what I want when it feels like it. And a lot of people nowadays, or society, the upbringing where we, it's just sometimes that we put others first, or that the pressure from, no, this is how everyone is doing it, is so much stronger than doing it your way. And I've always, like, I remember even in during early years, my mom would get calls from school and the teacher would complain because in art class I would hold the brush away, the teacher wouldn't approve, and he said, Julia is doing
Really?
it our way. And she's like, good on her.
Good. So she was with your by your side. That's
Yes,
amazing. I love
supporting
that.
me. But
Mm.
it showed already, like, my character traits,
Mm.
obviously, that there was
That you want to be
some
different. You like do things
rebellious.
differently. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
But to
incredible.
answer your, sorry.
This is incredible because you going back. This is who you've been for, since you
Mhm.
are really little. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, to answer your question about the feminine energy and how
Yes.
I feel like in the early years, I definitely had this, like the connection to my intuition. And I was seeing, like, I could see things before they happened. And I know this always sounds woo, but I know you understand.
I
And
do.
it was for me something normal. I didn't understand or realize that not everyone was
Everybody
so.
has that. I
Yes.
totally had the gift, but you're like, no, everybody has it. Do you think everyone has that ability
I do. If we really truly connect and
to
listen
it?
to, yeah. But yeah, and I also believe in. Um, I feel like I'm an older soul, so it's not like I feel there's there is already a knowing, a deep knowing in me. I have sometimes this deep trust, even if everything around me seems to explode, and I was like, no, we're okay. Like, this is
Everything's
okay.
gonna
It's
be okay. Yeah,
gonna be okay.
I
Yeah,
love that.
and
And you can feel it, like just talking with you now. There is soothing energy that
mhm.
comes, and
And that's one of the feedbacks that I always get, that my
yeah,
energy is so grounding and so calm,
it's calm. Mm.
and
That's
this is how I feel. Like, I feel I go through life
mhm.
um, really like this calm rock. Like, don't get me wrong, I have two wild boys, and then sometimes I get activated too. But
Mhm.
deep down, I feel calm, and I know I'm on my path, and that's how I also feel called to guide women, and I'm really enjoying that. To I'm That's my mission and my sole purpose, to be that beacon of feminine energy and
I
really
love that.
guide women to their, like, to use their intuition as a compass and as a guide, and tap into that wise woman that we are,
Yeah.
and incorporating that in the creation of your offers, your business, your way of showing up on social media. That is something I feel is not used enough. Like, we all have those strategies that we see and chase, and there's the shiny objects, and you have to have certain things that everyone says you have to do, and it's just not working for everyone. And so I'm guiding women to actually come back to their authentic self,
Uh-huh.
and then really choose what feels right. And
I
that,
love this. I absolutely adore this because it's incredible because I just finished before our talk I have this weekly mastermind for femme leaders, which is a group, a French actually program, where we talk about feminine energy. And it was exactly that. The discussion that we had is, how can you help women that are in executive positions, so used to being in their masculine and paradigm and masculine energy, to switch into the feminine energy without feeling that, yeah, this is not something that I'm supposed to be doing. How do you do that? Can you tell us, Julia?
it's I think there needs to be a level of openness towards this topic. And a lot of time, unfortunately, when you are in, those circles, and when you already have that leadership role, you either got there because you followed the masculine rules, or you kind of sneakily went through it, and you just like
I like that. Or you kind of, yeah, by default or something, like, I don't know, by you serendipity, right? You found
Yes,
yourself
exactly.
into it.
Exactly. But I truly believe that everyone, like every woman, at least, when you tap into those topics, and scratch the surface on that, it just feels like a truth. And then you can't, once you hear it, you can't unhear those things.
It's
And
so
then
true.
you can't, like, you
Once
just
you
can't.
hear it, I love what you just said, Julia. Once you hear it, you cannot pretend you didn't know. It
Mhm.
changes. The
It
very
just,
fact of being in conversations like these, like just listening
mhm.
to us saying, okay, here are very smart women who know the corporate world, because you've been in the corporate world, my whole life is the corporate world. And yet we know strongly that what shifts you, it's the leaning into the being,
Mhm.
just the feeling good,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes. And look at how, powerful we are when we are coming into this feminine energy, and when we are really in our goddess frequency. Like, this is opening doors, and we don't even have to do much. Like, yes, there's a lot of stigma around, like, using sexuality in order to
Mhm.
get your way, but that's not it. That's not
That's
it.
not
You can,
it.
like, it's more this sovereign way of being, and leading conversations in a way so that it almost feels like a dance, right? And
Yes.
you're you're inviting the other, and it can be a man or women, it doesn't matter, like, but it's like this beautiful. I always like the analogies with nature. It's like,
Uh-huh.
and the wind comes in, and the leaves, they're just sort of, oh, ocean waves,
Yes.
back and forth. And when
And
there's no,
it is like a dance. You said it so well because it looks so harmonious, just
Mhm.
and fluid. Like nothing
Exactly.
comes abruptly. Everything just kind of falls
And if
into.
you think about it, like, for example, when you always clock in and you always operate under this, okay, I have to be on now because of other
Uh-huh,
people's schedules and agendas,
uh-huh,
how depleting and how, like, not productive or
uh-huh,
efficient are you at the end of the day?
uh-huh.
And when you do it the other way around, like, I now am in a really privileged position where I say, I don't work when I don't feel good or when I don't feel like it. And
Mm.
I take naps, or I go to the beach, or I have a yoga class or a massage instead. And then afterwards, my cup is full, and I'm
Mm.
creating then from
But that's because
this.
you can hear your body, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's
And
another thing.
sometimes we shut the body off.
Yes. So that's a good point, because like I said initially, it didn't just occur to me to teach this. It's really the embodiment of me living this, because I also was very disconnected. Like when I left Germany, I was close to burnout. I had like no idea what it means to drop from your head into your heart, like
Mm.
into your body. That
So
wasn't,
this was not a language that you had before.
no,
No.
this was not.
Wow.
But this travel, and the openness to discover not only the world but myself, and all these spiritual topics, and the feminine topics that were so, like, yeah, untouched for me.
And
That
touch. For not just
actually,
for you only, it's like for every professional woman, like we do not discuss that.
yeah, you don't do that. Like, it's like
It's
this
almost
exotic
taboo. They're like,
thing.
what do you mean? Just wear the suit and put your hair back up and just go. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
And perform and act, because this is how you get where this is where you get and achieve the goals that everyone wants you to achieve.
And work so hard. You numbed yourself and your feelings.
Yes.
Mm.
And only recently, and I think this is also why my soul called us to come to Bali, because here I just started a somatic, like a trauma-informed somatic breathwork training, which now adds the final element to everything that I'm doing and already living and breathing, but being more and more in the empowered position to also tapping into that during my retreats that I'm hosting and during my
Beautiful.
workshops that I'm doing, so that, because the breath, like, that's the number one thing that
Yeah.
is fueling us with life, but we're so sucked up and not even using that. And so,
So
yeah.
tell us a bit about your retreat. Maybe someone who's listening to us could be interested. Do you actually do real physical retreat in Bali?
Yeah, so that the first one is in the making for 2026,
Ah,
and in Thailand I hosted a retreat in Koh Samui. It was the Empowered Empress retreat, and it was already
I
this.
love the name, the Empowered Empress.
It
Wow.
was the concept,
Huh?
feminine energy meets masculine strategy, and it was really like a 5-day experience to guide women, back into connection with themselves, and then also from there create a vision or realign their vision, because a lot of those women were already like powerful in their business, but they say something isn't flowing right. And so we did a lot of those exercises and workshops, so that they can then walk away and say, all right, now I know exactly
Tools.
what I want to do and how I want to reposition my offers, or how I want to come out again on social media with this newly adjusted strategy. I don't even want to use the term strategy, because it's not. Once you are just serving and you know exactly that this is what you're meant to be doing, then it's not a strategy. Then it's
It's a
just sharing.
mission. It's your
It's your
mission. It's your
exactly.
mission. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's who you, it's your work. It's what you give. It's the service you
Mm,
provide. Yeah.
exactly. Like
So
you're
people
right
call
now
it.
doing. Sorry.
Hmm? I was going to say that people call it strategy because it sounds professional. So you're like
Yes.
doing a strategy, but
Hmm.
it's really like, and I'm a strategist by training, and all my life that's what I did. And what we understand is anything works. It's not about what strategy. So it's just like, do you embody the
Hmm.
service you provide, and how aligned and authentic are you when you show up? And I think this
Exactly.
is what you come in. The incredible work you're doing is almost to fine tune people and put them back up into alignment. Yeah.
And it's so interesting, because I'm sure you know that too, that when you have one strategy, but you give it to 10 different people, it won't work in the same
No,
way.
no,
It's
of course
the
not.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then to understand, not only here, but really truly to understand, oh, hang on, where actually do I have to tweak that strategy? It's not the strategy that you're tweaking. It's me fully feeling in alignment with the strategy first and foremost, and then feeling it. So feel it's the frequency that we have to be on. It's this energy, and that is not graspable, and that is for the most, like, for most people it's just like too out there. But we are all energy. so it's neglecting what truly makes our yeah, what's the essence of our beings. And so when you understand that, and when you can use it in your favors and inside your business, it's like the sky isn't
Your
even
life
the
changes.
yes.
It's incredible. So, and you're preparing the similar one in for 2026? Yeah.
Yes. So it's a little bit of a we're in the molding phase, because I am right
Thank
now
you,
with
Alison. Alison is finding this very inspiring. Thank you very much.
ah,
Yeah. Julia is an incredible woman. So tell me about the 2026. What are you planning
so
for?
we, at the minute, we're writing a book with a group of incredible women from all around the world, and they're all contributing a chapter. And it's for my, so I actually have two businesses. I should
Okay.
maybe explain that real quick so that
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
yes,
I love that. That's what I love about us women. We can, have many things. And it just
yeah,
feels like one. But it's like
yeah,
there's 20,000
exactly.
things.
Yeah, it kind of does. So what we have talked until now, that's my business coaching. That's where I support women entrepreneurs and with the offers and funnels and the visibilities
So you do the
strategy.
funnels and you do the whole thing. Like really you set up the whole strategy, but it has to be adapted to the person with their energetics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
And my passion baby that really came through me at the end of last year, where I had sat down and I was like, "Shh, something is coming," and I had this full blown vision of this ecosystem, and it's like more like this. I see it as a big movement, and it's I'm really excited because as we speak, the website is being built. I think we're going live tomorrow,
Wow,
and
congratulations.
it's so
That's
good.
amazing.
But I've been out with that brand now since May, and it's called Sovereign Mamas, and
Sober and Sana. Okay.
it's really for the mompreneurs out there who are doing both, like the visionary leaders and the women who have, who are raising their children, but also they are impacting with their work and they want that. And I think this is a really sweet spot because there is this paradigm that I want to rewrite, and we are rewriting this with Sovereign Mamas, that you can have both, and you can be a present mother, and you can be an impactful leader with the work you're doing by really being in the same, like in the village that I'm creating with this brand. And so there's this podcast, there's the book, and there is also the idea that every author, because it's a book series that's under the label Secrets of Sovereign Mamas, and
I
so
love the
each
name.
edition,
Secrets of Sovereign Mamas. Beautiful.
yes,
Uh-huh.
just to inspire and really share those stories and the truths that only we get, but never really have a stage to share them. And
That's
and
so
and
true. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
and so
And
the
healing, because
Mhm.
sometimes you're like, if I talk too much about my motherhood and me being a mom and my children, maybe I look less professional. And if I
Yeah,
do the same, maybe I look like I feel guilty because I don't give them too much attention.
exactly. Yes,
Breaking this.
and I don't want this for anyone. Like I truly, I'm a happy mom. I'm really fulfilled with my boys, but it's not enough for me. Like I'm not only a mom. Like I still have this, like I'm a woman first, right? And I love what I do in business, and I love when my boys are with me and we're like fully in family mode. But I also know that I can only be that because I have this other side of myself. And it's just a matter of, setting yourself up so that you can do both, and being around women and being in those rooms where it's the normal, it's the new normal for you and
Mm-hmm.
and your children. It's they see me doing something really impactful, then we go on together. Like I took them to a speaking event, and they're just like mingling across amongst entrepreneurs, and my
That's incredible because that
You know,
prepares them for
yes.
their future. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I truly believe that we can give the next generations like this new way of like kind of like a new uh, being role models for them and
Yes,
showing them, leading them the
you can
way.
do
And
both. Yeah.
yes,
And
absolutely.
rewrite that false belief that, you cannot, if you're pregnant, you have children, then your career will take the back
Mhm.
seat. Or if
Mhm.
you really want to focus on that, then clearly someone is going to feel, will be hurt because of that. And I
Mhm.
think the way your book will rewrite this by saying you can be everything, and it's okay to celebrate it freely and loudly. And I love
Yes.
that. I'm a
Yeah.
mom of four, so I sometimes think like, what do I? Yeah, and I can't. And I when I what I notice is that when I see my children and my teenagers girl watching me working, I don't have to tell her, go do work and do this. It's like, did you see how I do it, me? I don't
Mhm.
waste my time scrolling on the phone because
Yeah.
so I am like, just by acting and by being who I am, I'm like the exact example she needed. I don't even need to give her advice. She gets it through my
Mhm.
own behavior. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And that's so beautiful. Yeah, you definitely need to come on my podcast too.
Absolutely. I told you, it's like we're going to podcast each other way. That's incredible. So, whoever wants to understand, learn more about your retreat, you have a website, or I put your Facebook link so that because
Yes.
we're podcasting in different places, so that they can connect with you. But tell me more about what type of woman gets drawn to elevate their feminine strategy. What do you see the trend today? Do you see there are more women coming? Is it the same ones that are already a little bit woo woo kind of, really, or a little bit hippie, or a little bit rebellion, or do you see a shift?
I see that there is like two types of women. Yes, those who are already open and already like have done, meditation is not something that I need to convince them. That's what they're doing in the mornings. They have their rituals, they have their connection. But it's one thing to be like spiritual or hippie, but if you like connected with your business, that's another whole nother level. And so a lot of women struggle to actually use those tools and bring them into a masculine container, because
Yes.
now here, yes, I am the strategist and I love
Yeah.
that. And I don't neglect that we need both. It's the yin and yang. So it's not that I just sit around and we're doing women's circle and drinking cacao or whatever. Like it's really full hands on. So these are women who have already multiple six-figure months and come to me because that they want more of that elevation in, more joy, more freedom, more, the automation sometimes isn't in place. So
Yeah.
sometimes they're really good at selling. They're out there with offers that, that just
Sell
creates
it down.
transformation, but they're leaving then money on the table because they don't have the back end in place, or they
Mhm.
don't have that final last. There's always, you can always calibrate to the next level, but
Mhm.
when you do it on your own, it's harder. And so those women who understand that, they are in my world and they come and they, just by listening and reflecting something back,
Yeah.
how valuable is that when someone listens to you and gives them their expert opinion and then
Yeah.
feedback, and then you brainstorm and suddenly you're going and you're running.
Yeah,
um,
because then something clicks in you, you activate them. And I love this. The way you put it, it's so beautiful because, they could have everything. They know the strategy, they know the numbers, they can sell. Like, we're not here to say something is, you need more knowledge. That's not it.
yeah.
But sometimes this type of conversations
Mhm.
and places, they activate something different in a person. And
And then the other women that I see are really those who are just breaking out and they
Mhm.
want to choose something. They're maybe in Europe or the United States, and where they are saying the world is changing, or inside my own family or friend
Mhm.
circle, I feel like I need to break out because I know that there is more, and they are really actively searching for how can I take what I have, because we are really building knowledge and expertise over the years, and how can I take this and turn this now into something that actually fulfills me, that actually brings me joy, and that actually makes me want to go out and share it with the world, not
Mm,
for money, but because I want to really, really change something.
yeah.
And first and foremost,
Mhm.
I want to change my life so that I feel better.
Yeah. I love that. And it's
Mm.
really nice because it's almost an invitation. And I think that's what we are doing. And this is what you are articulating so beautifully to every woman in any level of her
Mm.
career, her responsibility, any sphere of the high level decisions, just to reconnect with the feminine side and to be inside conversations like these and
Yeah,
places where she can feel held
yes.
with women that are like-minded and doing the same because it propels them,
And
elevates.
that's also something really that I notice, that when you give or hold space and suddenly one woman says something, how the others just like, it's an exhale. It's like, "Oh, I'm actually not alone." Then suddenly, it's like this
Yeah.
stream of wisdom, truth, stories, like held back stuff that comes up and that needed to come out. And suddenly you're free to say something in
Yeah,
a weird
that
one.
we've been craving forever without having put the name on top of it, and today we can
Yeah.
articulate it. This is so beautiful. I love this. This is a leadership series, and I always ask my guest about where is their take and understanding of leadership. How do you define leadership for you in your life? What does it mean?
When I see it, like I feel when you just described how your daughter sees
Mhm.
you, this
Yeah.
is leadership for me, because it's not so like it can be in all areas, but when I am truly who I am pretending to be on social media, when I'm that at home, when no one watches, when I'm alone and have moments with just me or my children or friends, that's true leadership. When I then
Wow.
am that person.
I love
Uh,
that.
like, yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
it's beautiful. It is the most beautiful definition I got. And it's so true because it's like when no one is there, what is
mhm.
left in you is what is your leadership. Yes, I love this. Thank you so much. You're so beautiful. Thank you for this beautiful conversation. I felt like you've taken us to a little good, feel good moment in body. Thank you so much.
Little exotic excursion. Thank you so much for having me. This was
Thank you.
fun.
You're so sweet. Thank you so much.